Hello and welcome to Create the Flow. I'm Monica Freeman, host and founder of Monica Freeman Studios and Unewell. I am here to guide you in aligning with your soul's purpose, trusting your inner voice, and building a life that you truly love. You were born with a purpose, and your intuition already knows the way. Welcome back to the show. I'm so excited for this episode because this is something that I think a lot of my clients really were struggling with. And when we dived into this, I realized how way more than just my clients are struggling with this. So a lot of people can benefit from this. So let's dive into what this is. Essentially, what we're going to talk about today is understanding the difference between the top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel in your sales marketing strategy. And most of my content is funneling through each one of these. So I have my content for different phases of my business. And most of my clients, I would say, are doing similar work to me. Some are very different. We obviously have different niches. But essentially, most of us are focused on building brand awareness at the top of the funnel. And then the middle of the funnel is really nurturing that audience to get them to buy at the bottom of the funnel. If you miss one of these three steps, you are not able to get the conversions that you want because it's so important to continuously be working on each one of these. Now, here's the caveat. Not everybody in every season of their business needs to be focused on each one of these three. So if you're in a growth season and you are specifically focused on brand visibility, brand awareness, getting more eyes on your business, really opening up that expansiveness, this could look like getting more followers, getting more people in your lead funnel, whatever that is. You are not going to be focused on selling because you're in a growth phase. And in that growth phase, we consider that the top of funnel. So when you think about a customer's buyer journey, when they're in the buyer's journey, this is when they become aware of your business. So they have just discovered your business and they now know that you sell something that they need. But they've never heard of you before, so they don't trust you quite yet. So now they've just decided to like a few posts of yours, or maybe they've decided to follow you, or maybe they've even opted into whatever your freebie is, that low ticket or freebie lead magnet. So now you have gotten all of the visibility that you were looking for, all of those people to come into the top of the funnel. This is the very, very, very beginning. They are just now introduced to your brand as a whole. But once they get into the top of the funnel, that is where you want to start to nurture them and bring them down the funnel. The middle of the funnel, or the nurture, is where I see a lot of people lose momentum and where they basically kill their sales. And this is where people do not want to convert because you haven't nurtured them enough. So what I love to teach my clients and what I teach in the conversion path is how you can actually take a looky-loo, bring them into your sales funnel, and bring them down to the conversion. So when you are in that second part, that middle tier of your funnel, I want you to think about what your consumer needs to get warmed up to you, to build trust. This is not where you're trying to sell. And that's what a lot of people confuse. They think, oh, wait, they're in my funnel. They just opted into my freebie, so immediately I need to sell them something. But that is actually going to repel your audience. Your audience does not want to receive an abundance of emails with you trying to sell them all at once. They want you to explain to them who you are, what your brand stands for, what the solution is that you offer to their problem, why they should trust you. And the best way to do this is through a series of strategic emails, but not every single day. Don't get happy over here with your email marketing strategy. We want to be strategic in how often you want to send emails, because keep in mind, these are new people who know nothing about you and your brand. They just gave you their email. They just opted into your lead magnet. They just got into your funnel. They need to be warmed up to you. And you do that through, like I said, a series of emails. I like to send between 6 to 8 emails or 5 to 7 emails over the course of several weeks. We're not doing this all at once. This is a long game. Sustainability is a long game. And when you really want to build foundational relationships and transactional relationships, you have to take that growth slow. And you do not, again, want to force. We always want to flow. We don't want to force. So, in this nurture sequence, the second part of the funnel, we want to start with things that they need. Maybe you have a long form video that dives deeper into something specific that they need. So maybe a podcast or a YouTube, or maybe you have a client experience of something specifically and how you help transform that client's life through your product or service. You would want to outline that and maybe share some testimonials. Maybe you have facts and answers and questions that basically take that objection away and you want to share that. Maybe you have a secondary lead magnet that's expanding on the first one. So maybe you have like a low ticket offer that you're selling, or maybe you have a little course that's like a mini course, 2 minutes or 5 minutes, that dives deeper into the work that they got from the lead magnet, but it's not a paid product and it's not something that's been posted on any of your socials. It's something separate that just helps them educate them further. You want to keep providing value. More is more in this case. So we want to give tons and tons of free value, but in a sequence that doesn't feel like we are forcing education and information and solutions and sales onto them. We are just giving them knowledge, awareness, and we are helping them find their way down our funnel. And like I said, between 5 to 8 emails is a really great place to slowly keep adding more and more value until you get to whatever that sales offer is. So whether that is, a mid-ticket or a higher ticket offer, you just want to nurture them. And depending upon what your offer is, your lead magnet should be a small piece of what that offer is, which makes your funnel simple because you know the little intricate pieces of your funnel that you can plug and play for each one of these nurture sequences. That gives them just enough value where you're not speaking to them with everything. You're leaving them wanting more, like, I can't wait to get the next email. There are people who are going to unsubscribe because you are just overdoing it. And we don't want that. We want to over deliver. We want to send value. We want to show up consistently, but we want to do it in a way that we are not forcing people. We're actually getting people to want more. And you can think of maybe an email sequence of a lead magnet that you opted into, or maybe you bought a low ticket and how that kind of like segue you into a higher offer. I teach this in Magnetic Branding Foundation. If you're interested and you really want to build a magnetic brand that is foundational, that builds generational wealth and creates sales in your business consistently, then definitely check that out. But for the sake of this video, I want you to just imagine somebody's content that really resonated with you. So you opted into their lead magnet. And then you started getting that funnel. So you started getting those nurture sequence emails and the amount of value that it provided, but it left you hanging just enough to want more. So that you kept like going down a rabbit hole, waiting for the next email or looking for what their offers are. That's essentially what you want to do. So that when you get to the bottom of the funnel, this is when you can actually show up and provide more. And a lot of people nurture in a way that they give you a chance to subscribe to maybe a wait list, or they lead you into what their offer is specifically. They let you know that it's coming. So you're not completely blindsided and feel like you're being sold to. But at the end of the day, if somebody opted into your lead magnet and they came into your funnel, they are there for a reason. They want their problem solved, and you have the solution to their problem. So it's up to you to take them all the way down to that end part of the funnel and the bottom of the funnel and sell to them in a way that feels holistic and organic and not salesy. People will always buy you before they buy your offer. So when you show up authentically as yourself with your truest identity and you are consistent with your messaging, so you're not wavering, you're not shape shifting, and you have that unique value proposition outlined in every single email, where it is a no-brainer, they will of course convert. And sometimes that looks like just leading them to a low ticket offer so that they can get their feet wet, so that they can see what it's like to work with you. When people opt into your low ticket, it's actually a great thing because it gives them a chance to see what your service is like or what your offer is like, how you coach, how you work one-on-one, like how you are in an intimate setting or how you are in the capacity of helping them get a solution. And I know for myself, every single person who has hired me for a service or taken one of my programs has come back and worked with me again. And I've also had referrals from other people. So I know that the way that I'm teaching has been methodical, and it has worked, and it has gotten my clients a transformation because they keep coming back. And that's what you want. You want to, in this bottom phase, build advocacy. You want them to keep coming back for more and more, because as your brand grows and evolves, you're going to expand your container. You're going to offer new lead magnets, new mid and high ticket offers. You're going to offer more things. And you want the same people plus new people to continuously come into your funnel. And you want people to speak about your business to other people so that you can get those referrals. So if you did not take notes, rewatch this and think about where you are directing people to the top of funnel, how you can lead them down into that nurture sequence in the middle of the funnel, and how you can direct them to the sell to actually get those conversions and build that trust and that advocacy so that they can start selling your products for you through word of mouth. And honestly, when you build that relationship with your dream client, you'll notice how the same people keep coming back. You'll gravitate toward new people as well, because it's obviously really beautiful when you can attract new people, but you will start to see a high retention and a high advocacy level with loyalty from all of these people. And it's this beautiful gift for you as the business owner to build that kind of a relationship and rapport with your clients and your students. So I hope this helped you understand why people need to build trust with you through brand awareness first, and how you can build them to come into your funnel and really nurture them and sell to them in a very holistic way that feels good to you and good to them. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you on the next one.
Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode. If you'd like more information, you can follow along on Instagram at Create the Flow Podcast, or find me personally at Monica Freeman. And if you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to leave a review and share it with a friend.